hi, everybody. I can't hear you.
No.
Hi. Oh, you have chocolate on your face. You want to wear Jack as a necklace? Oh, okay. Here we go. Very good. Very good. No? Just want to hold him? You want to put him away? Here. There you go. Put him in there for now. Gentle, gentle. Good girl. Close it up. Wonderful. Bye. Yeah, bye-bye. Okay. So today, I'm going to give you a green tree python update, which I'm pretty excited about. Yeah, that green tree python's over there. You want to see them?
Come. We're going to look at them. You want to see? Okay. So, one of my green tree pythons started turning green finally, so that's pretty exciting.
They're only about 1.5 years old. Oh yeah, see? So let's look. I'm gonna post a link to the original video that shows them when you can see them when they're very yellow as babies.
And now this is the other one. It started to turn green. Yay, how exciting. So, let's take them out and have a look. First we'll take out this guy. Yeah. You want to hold that? Careful, careful. Oh, very careful. Okay, don't drop it. Okay. Oh. You got hurt? Yeah, just hold it nicely.
Yeah, sure. Gentle.
Now I'm gonna grab this. It's okay. Do you not want to hold it? Do you want me to hold it?
No.
Okay, so I'll hold it. So we got this one. Ooh, it looks like this one's starting to turn a little bit green too. So green tree pythons are really beautiful. They're really interesting because you buy them as babies. You want to hold it? You have to be gentle, very gentle. Okay. Very exciting.
You buy them as babies, you don't know if they're male or female, and you have to grow them, and you have no idea really what color they're going to turn out. You can look at the parents and guess, but it's always different for each one, so that's part of what makes them really exciting. They're really beautiful creatures. They also take a bit more work than other snakes. As you know, mostly I work with boas, and boas I find really easy to work with. Green tree pythons, they have to have the right temperatures, they have to have the right humidity, they have to have more humidity than boas do. And if we come look at how they're set up, let's look inside again. So I was told that I should spray them every night, but I kind of do the opposite. So once a day, in the morning usually, I give them a good spray. The reason that I choose to do it in the morning instead of at night is I figure throughout the day it's going to be warmer. And since it's going to be warmer throughout the day, that's when I want them to be wet, and then they dry out, and then at night it's not as wet. So I give it a good soak, you can see, and the whole enclosure gets a little wet, but it doesn't get totally soaked, because if they are too moist, then you start having problems with mold and respiratory issues and stuff you don't want to deal with. Another thing I like to do is I like to put their perches close to the back. They're back heated, or like they're heated underneath, but having the perches above the heat. If they really need to get warmer, sometimes they'll come down after a meal, but most of the time they'll stay perched right there. Now let's go look at the green one. So I figure that if I spray them in the morning and they dry out throughout the day.
If there was any temperature drops at night and they were all wet, you know, think about yourself. If you were all wet and you got cold, it's a lot worse than just being cold. So I figure since these snakes are delicate and require exact needs, I spray them in the morning, let them dry out, and then at nighttime they're not wet. This is the one that started turning green. We think it's a girl. Yeah, look. Yeah. You want to hold? Gentle. Two hands. Hold nicely. Careful. Here, hold. Yeah, beautiful, huh? So, let's bring it into the light. I've decided to call this one Genesis. I believe she's a girl.
Because of her weight. So lots of the time the females are heavier, and she was the biggest one from her clutch.
I believe. That's at least what the guy told me. Let's look at it also from this side.
But look at the beautiful blue on her nose.
Now, another thing that lots of people say about these snakes is you shouldn't really be handling them. They're very delicate. And when they're babies, they're especially fragile. But as you can see, she's not afraid of me because I have handled her quite a bit, even when she was little. I think that in general, people shouldn't handle them when they're babies because they're so fragile that they could very easily break their spine. But for me, I'm very, very gentle with my animals, so I handled her anyways. Oh, don't film me. So, you can see how comfortable she is with me. You want to look too? Come. Okay, come. You can look too. But she's super comfortable with me. And that's just because I was really gentle and I didn't really pressure her or force her too much, but I handled her from the time she was little. Just a little bit, like here and there, to get her used to me. And now lots of the time she'll crawl onto me if I wait long enough. As you kind of saw, she wasn't really afraid of me.
I've heard a lot of people say that, you know, green tree pythons are just snakes that are to be viewed. They're not really handle snakes. Or that they're really mean and bitey. And I think lots of that will be because they're scared. And then if you actually think about it, like...
My boas, when they first come out, some of them can be scared and nippy. Like in one of the last videos I made, I'll post a little link up so you can check that out if you want. But holding the babies when they are scared and everything, and getting them past that
helps them to become adults that are really nice.
No, gentle. Shh. Yeah, cute, wonderful, beautiful. So I'm not forcing her off her perch either. Sometimes she'll come off of it, sometimes she won't. So if you have a snake that everyone tells you can't handle, or you shouldn't handle for the first few years, and then after the snake has had no handling, no interaction or anything for 2 years, and then you're going to try and handle it when it spends most of its time curled up on a perch, of course it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be scared and it's not going to want to be handled. But so I kind of think the opposite. I think that if you're super careful and delicate and you've spent time with snakes before, then you know how to handle them, and you just be gentle and hold them from the time they're little, get them used to you, and then when they get older, you're not going to have an animal that's striking at you or scared of you. Like right now, she's not stressed. She's exploring. And she's going to grow into a big, beautiful snake that can be handled. If you don't know much about green tree pythons, something that's cool about them, take a look at the tail. So the tail is dark, and what they'll do is they'll sit on a perch and they'll wiggle their tail. And then the tail will attract animals thinking that it's a little worm or something. And then when the animal tries to nip its tail, they will strike at it and get it. So they use their tail kind of as a lure. It's pretty funny. There's lots of snakes kind of hide in ambush, and these snakes, it's almost like they go fishing for their prey.
Let's say goodbye to Genesis. You're gonna let her go back home?
No, she's like, I want to stay with you.
So for temperatures, you want to have an ambient temperature of about 80 degrees with a hot spot of about 85 degrees. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye to the pythons? Yeah? Okay, now say bye-bye to everybody. Say... Okay, we'll look there later, but say bye, everybody!